So I've been watching videos on YouTube. I've been researching events from last year, calendar, looking at all schedule and building out my 2024. And I found this event called Up in Smoke Tour that is overseas in Europe. And it kind of really got me excited. I mean, it's pretty much everything I stand for in drifting. It's super dedicated to fun. And I think that it's kind of something I would like to do this year. So I wanted to share it with you guys. But before we do that, I kind of want to jump into the differences and why I'm kind of going this route. Over the last 11 or 12 years of driving FD, it's been absolutely insane, the dedication that it has taken to be able to conquer it, right? So I feel like I've finally done that. And the difference between Formula D and a lot of other drifting for fun and competition stuff is I feel that when you have a competition in drifting and everything that's required of you to be able to win, it kind of takes away from personally what I like to do in drifting, and that's push the limits, drive really hard, be happy with my driving, improve every lap. And it's just kind of like separated itself from like skateboarding and BMX and the reasons that I kind of gotten into drifting and competing and all that. I'm not saying that I regret any moment of it. I had a blast. I learned so much, and the last 20 years of chasing the dream has really built out an awesome platform and future for me. And I'm starting to finally reap the fruits of my labor and effort that myself and all my partners and even RTR the last 7 years have really put into this process. But what I'm saying is you get to a point where it's like a man-made competition, right? It's not like when you watch skateboarding, when you're watching somebody try to get a trick or string a bunch of tricks together to be able to win a competition. Drifting has become like a thing where you're doing it to impress the judges, and you're moving and changing your target of what you'd like to do to be able to win the event. So whether that's knowing what the other driver is going to do, planning out, strategizing, doing what you need to do to be able to move on to the next battle over and over again. Whereas skateboarding is like, I'm going to do this trick and I'm going to keep doing it till I get better at it. And then when I get better at that, I'm going to do the next variation of that trick. And then when I nail that and get better at that, I'm going to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I feel like the reason skateboarding, BMX, all that has kind of evolved to be what it is and has gotten so extreme and has so many different levels of drifting is because of that. And I feel like in competition, the way it is now, the cars get crazier, the speed is so important, and all of this kind of, let's use the term, less technical driving aspect of things. It kind of put everybody in the same boat where like all of the guys who drive at FD are all within like 5 or 10%, which I think is great because it shows drifting has grown and gotten to this point. But at the same time, it makes it so that it's really hard to do extra, to, decipher these little things like, oh, he had more angle on the wall and was closer. How many points more is that worth? Like this and that. It's not about cleanliness and who had the biggest, most gangster thing anymore. It used to be. And I feel like it's hard for judges to be able to do that. So my move going forward is basically, hey, I'm going to go drive these events. I'm going to go out and push the boundaries and do the most extreme things that I possibly can. I think drifting is great, but I think there's more to drifting. I think there's more aggressiveness. There's bigger, faster. There's more technical, more dangerous. There's things that we can bring into drifting that haven't really been done yet. So this year is going to be finding those things and being able to do them, and focusing on creating and sharing content with you guys that when I'm behind the wheel, you're going to get me, and it's going to be me. It's not going to be turned down me or neutered me or whatever the case is. It's going to be me and what I need to do and what I want to do at that second, at that moment. So anyways, moving forward, one of the things that I found online, and I'm going to shrink myself down here a little bit so that I don't ruin the actual video itself. Oh, there we go. Shloop. So one of the videos that I found was this Up in Smoke tour, and it's wild to me. This event, this series, this 10-day trip is exactly what I like. One of the things that is really appetizing to me is I wanted to do some international stuff this year. And this allows me to go do this. I mean, I'm planning it, still figuring it out, but I wanted to share it with you guys. Going over to another country and doing doing a lot of driving in a short window of time is the most cost-effective way to enjoy drifting to me. Obviously, you can do that in America too. I'm not saying that you can't. But when you build out these trips like Drift Week in the US and Matsuri and all that, and you go somewhere for like 10 to 14 days, it's insanely cost effective to tie that all together. So if I want to go in America to an event this weekend, next weekend, the following weekend, let's say every weekend for 6 weekends, that would be 10 to 12 days of driving, and it would cost me probably 30 to 40,000 bucks. I know that's insanely expensive, but I'm saying like that's if you're paying for tires, for transport, for hotels, for your guy to be there to help you make sure you can maintain the car and compete. Just one, whatever it takes. It's going to be flights for people. It's going to be, diesel, your truck, your wear and tear, all that stuff. And then when you go to do one of these events, even though it's in another country and the flights are expensive, the cost effectiveness gets much smaller, or it gets much better. So you go from 20 to 30,000, maybe even 40,000 bucks for these 5 weekends of drifting in America, and you go over and you spend 10 days straight drifting, and it costs you like half or less. So it was really important for me to go over and do some international stuff because I really like driving and doing international things and enjoying the people and the different events and everything that goes on out there. So this is a way for me to be able to go over, A, drive a bunch of tracks I've never driven before, B, get a lot done for a lot less cost effect, or much bit more cost effective. And I watched this video and I was like, dude, these guys are having so much fun, and this is what I'm all about. So I'm just gonna play the intro here, and then I'm gonna jump around and just kind of explain some things I saw in the video that I thought were cool. And so here we go. Lots of different cars too. Look at the family action going on. Hanging out the roof here. Burnouts in parking lots. Bagsy was there. Look at the scenery. Big parking lot meets and hangouts. It looks like 24/7 drifting, whether they're, night or day. These little parking spots, sick tandem. And this event is all over Europe, right? So I don't know exactly how far they drove in this. I don't know too many details, but basically, I'm just excited to be able to go to these events and do this kind of thing. So Rockingham is a super sick, fast track. It's massive, and lots of elevation change, like he was saying. There's Bagsy ripping. So big, fast track. Probably needs some more power. I saw somebody giving a haircut in there, too. That's funny. So one of the things that I mentioned, tracks. That's going to be the most important thing for me, is getting to drive these tracks that I would never normally get to drive, and getting to go there with like 30 people. So like these 15, 20, 30 people that are going to each of these stops as a group, like you get really good at driving with them. So you're not wasting a lot of time not doing close tandems and driving hard. Another thing I was wanting to show was the types of cars. So I thought this was a cool photo here. You got this Volvo with the pit bikes on the top, like kind of a Matt Field type vibe there. We got S550 Mustang. We got S14s. We got E90 in the back, a Z. Like lots of different cars here, again, which I feel like is kind of cool. So I do more driving. Crusade is actually the guy I think that puts on this event. That's who shared the video, at least. So that's like R34 four-door. Looks like a Nomuken type car. Bagsy driving again here. Cool to see one of my Monster teammates doing something cool here. So then we move forward, and I thought this was really cool too. So obviously, you got to get places. All of the cars are on this rig right here, which is so sick. So they took the boat over from the UK over to the Netherlands. And they just, all the drift cars on this boat, this ferry, is super sick. Then they have this meet, right? It's in the McDonald's parking lot. I don't know if the, dude, just doing burnouts in the parking lot. The recklessness, I love it. If you look over here on the left, top left over here, there's an OBS crew cab long bed on 22s or 24.5s. It's sick. That's got to be the coolest rig in that country, at least. So it's cool. This old dude's checking out these cars. It's really, really cool. Just kind of sharing what drifting is as a whole, kind of getting people excited about it. And then they have a tire machine in the truck that travels around all over the place so you can mount all your tires. So no matter where you're at, if you're near that truck, you can get your tires done. I thought that was neat. This was kind of interesting. So this is a second track that they go to in the Netherlands, and they wet the whole track down. And I have heard stories in the past about this and how they do that for basically emissions and city reasons because of the smoke and everything. I don't know. But what it does do is you probably get some really, really good tandems and makes your tires last forever. So I wouldn't want this to be at every round and every track that we go to, but it would be cool to have this to make the tires last a bit longer for one day. Because you go from 6, 8, 10 tires a day. This would go through not even a pair, and it would basically allow you to drive a lot of laps back to back to back. Scooting ahead here, some other things that I saw was this kind of gas station meet, which I thought was really cool. This guy is kind of hosting the thing. I don't really know much about him, but there's Lido. He used to shoot for us at RTR, super cool guy. But yeah, so all the cars are hanging out at a gas station, enjoying, probably getting some drinks and food for the night because they're leaving the gas station now to go street drifting. There's the S550, which is sick, and they're getting reckless. I love this. I like watching street drifting. I got no beef. I'm not a sideshow dude or anything. Like, if you're doing it in a safe spot and doing what you need to do, like, it's whatever. But lots of recklessness. Love that. So yeah, so this is obviously part of it, part of the event. Getting to drive around, do some cool street drifting, some other things. At least I will at least parlay and watch. And then they go to this spot here, which is Alexander Clauden's private track, which I don't know him and I don't know much about it, but it's like it looks like it was a rest area that he bought maybe or something, because it's like a tight technical parking lot that they're drifting at. So yeah, there you go. You can hear behind a truck stop. This Charger. This is cool. I don't know what engine's in it. I can see a giant intercooler. But I just love different kinds of drift cars. I'm certainly not a fan of the little center wing in the back. For whatever reason it's there. Probably to limit side bite or something, or just to look cool or whatever. But I just like different types of cars. I'd like to know more about this car. Maybe do some research on it. But yeah, you can see the wing thing right there. No helmets. People sitting on top of the barrels. Like, that's a bit reckless. I mean, that guy's flying through there. Look at that. I think that's Liam's car. Liam Dorr. I'm not 100% sure. So cooking, hanging out, enjoying, drifting. This is like hang out with the boys. Oh, so sketchy. Get off the barrel, dude. What are you doing? It's too much. But yeah, overall, super cool spot. Technical little spots. Oh, here's the guy hanging out the roof. Oh, you're chopping line, bro. You're chopping line. Oh my gosh. He's gonna. It's a good thing he's kind of a bigger guy because he's filling the sunroof area really well. So, oh, there goes his hat. Anyway, so that was a cool spot. I thought that was neat. Again, lots of different spots. Big track, water track, lots of spots of people working on their cars in here, filling the void. And then this was really cool, I thought. So you can see they're driving a really beautiful area. And look at this. Dude. I think maybe somewhere in Switzerland or something. Don't quote me on that. Oh, and this S15 shredding. He was looking really, really good. And then right here, obviously, this is not a closed road. So he's like kind of scoping out the turn beforehand and starts drifting. Little turbo lag area there. People coming, pull over, let them do their thing. Very, very cool. But yeah, just the location in general is sick. So they pull up on this track that's in the middle of this area, like mountains. There's a ski resort behind them, and there's this track here. I don't know who this guy is, but oh, there's the OBS. Oh, look at that thing, dude. Oh my gosh, that thing is sick. What a support rig for overseas. I love OBSs. Anyway, so they're setting up, getting some partnerships up on the wall and whatnot, but you can kind of see this track and this stone wall and this big entry and lots of little cut-throughs, these little sections that you can kind of connect and go through. Thought that was really cool. Just like the variation of tracks for this trip is like really, really got me excited. Scroll down a little bit. So it's, oh yeah, look at this too. This is cool. So this is like a viewing deck. It's like all glass all the way around, so that it's probably really cold there. So this will be warmer, and you can kind of watch all the drifting go down and take a break. Because when you go on these trips, it's kind of one of those things where you drive so much that you want to take a break every once in a while. And some tracks, you're stuck being like near the track, super loud in your ear the entire time, screaming. And it just gets to be almost, I don't want to use the term annoying because it sounds like first world problems because you're at a drift event. But it's nice to be able to take a break after a few weeks. But yeah, just check out this facility. Dude, look at this track. How sick is that? So cool. Maybe Monster will help me out with this. I think that'd be cool if they could help me get over there with this. So yeah, again, lots of different cars, super sick layouts. I wish they would keep it on one shot here for a little bit longer so you could actually see the tracks and not make everything such a fast cut, but I'm not the one who edited it. I probably know the person that edited. They're going to message me and be like, dude, come on, dude. What are you doing? Drifting the E90. Let's see. Oh, and then it goes into night. Oh, that was a close one. Almost rear-ended him. But yeah, so basically that was kind of the video I wanted to share with you and show you guys the tracks and everything that they're doing. I'll make myself bigger again here. So it kind of condenses it in, makes it really affordable. I think what the plan is, and I mean, my short-term plan, because I've done these types of things a lot, would be find a shop over there that can put a car together, send them some parts, work with them, come up with something that is like a business model that makes sense for them, hopefully. If not, I got to figure out how to budget it to get the car built and everything. Probably something along the lines of E36, E46, something that there's lots of parts for over there and are easy to find, because when you're an outsider and coming in from another country, finding parts for cars is so hard, because all those like tricks of like, we go to AutoZone for this, we go here for that, we go to Junkyard for this, we go here for that. Like, you don't know any of those people, right? And when you're traveling all over the country, or countries, multiple, like, you want to be able to find something that has auto parts everywhere. Anyway, so wanted to share that with you guys because I think that it's important to kind of share these and see like what the feedback is. I'm really excited to go do an event like this. I think it'll be really rad. I think that it'll give an opportunity to really enjoy drifting in a light that's fun, lighthearted, enjoyable, and like not so like stressful schedule and all sorts of stuff. But I'm sure it'll be very stressful still because we're going to another country to go drifting. Later.